In today's session, we are going to discuss about a GlideDateTime API, guys. So GlideDateTime API is a server-side API. Which is used to do date calculations. Which is used to do date calculations. Okay. So date calculation, what kind of date calculations we do? Okay. So date calculations such as if a date is selected, if the date is actually in the future date or if the date is future date or past date, we have to identify. Okay. So let us say we have a date, a particular date. If the date is actually a future date or past date, we have to identify using GlideDateTime. Similarly, if the selected date is actually um, last day of the month or not, we have to identify. If the selected date is weekend or weekday, we have to identify. Okay, if the selected date is actually within 3 days from the current date or not, we have to identify. So for date kind of for date validations, for date calculations, we will use GlideDateTime API. Okay, so we will see GlideDateTime API in detail in we'll see GlideDateTime in detail in the background script. Okay, I'm going to the personal developer instance and go to the background script. Okay. So you will write a GlideDateTime using var GDT. GDT is a JavaScript variable is equal to new GlideDateTime. New GlideDateTime. This is how you will write the GlideDateTime. If you don't provide any date within this GlideDateTime, by default it will give you the current date time. By default it will give you the current date time. gs.print GDT. So here it has given today's date time. Here it has given today's date time. So this is how you will write a GlideDateTime, guys. If you don't provide any date here, it will by default give you current date time. Suppose I am just taking one date here. So here I am giving 2025. 2025. June 19th. Date I am actually giving here in the GlideDateTime. So that it will print 2025. So that it will print 2025. Now you can see it is printing 2025. If you don't give any date, GlideDateTime will give you the current date time. Okay, if you don't give any date, okay. If you don't give any date, it will give you current date time. If you give any date, it will take that particular date. Okay. So my requirement is if the selected date, this is the selected date, guys. Let us say this is the selected date. If the selected date is future date or past date, we have to identify. Is this a future date or past date? Is this a future date or past date? Is this a future date or past date, guys? You tell me. It's a future date. How system will understand that this is a future date or past date? So I have to compare with the current date. I have to compare with the current date so that we'll be able to identify the date is actually future date or past date. Where today is equal to new GlideDateTime. So what it does, so I will compare selected date with the today's date. Okay. If the selected date is greater than today's date, selected date is greater than today's date, then selected date is in the future. Okay. So what we will do? Let me just take the uh, type of here, type of selected date. It is giving object, type of today or object. Okay. Okay. Selected date is greater than today. True. I am giving here as 23. Selected date is greater than today means it should give the false. It is giving the Boolean value false. So now what I am doing here is I am comparing. If okay, so here 2023. So it will give you date is in the past. Date is in past. 2024, 18 I am giving here. 18 means date is in the past. I am giving 20 here. 20 means it should give you future. Date is in the future. So what I am doing, I am comparing the selected date with the current date. I am comparing the selected date with the current date. If the selected date is greater than today, selected date is greater than today, then date is in the future. Okay. If the selected date is less than today, then date is in the past. So likewise we can identify the date is in the future or past. Okay. Well, here guys, let me just go to the form. Let me just go to the shipping case form. Okay. I am creating a new field. Let us say planned start date. So it is actually a date time type field. Date time type field. Planned start date, which is of date time type field. So in this field, I should be able to select only future dates. That means I should be able to select only future dates. I should not be able to select the past date. Okay. I should not be able to select the past date. I should be able to select only the future date. Okay. So in that case, how can we achieve this requirement? You tell me, guys. How can we achieve this requirement? Hmm? How can we achieve this requirement, guys? We will write a on change client script on this particular field. We will write a on change client script on this particular field so that on value change the client script will work. So I am writing an on change client script here. Right click, configure client scripts. So just use alert here. So in the on change client script, I have written an alert. That alert will give you the selected date. So here, right, guys, can we write a glide date time API here in the client script? Can we write glide date time in the client script? So we can't write glide date time here in the. So we can't write glide date time here in the client script because glide date time is a server side API. Server side APIs can't be written in the client scripts. Then that is where we have to write a glide ajax here. That is where we have to write a glide date time in the script include. So I am actually writing that script include in the script include. Okay. So what you can do is you can write all this script here. You can write the same script here. So in place of this date, what you can do is you can get it using this dot get parameter. Understood. So here we don't use gs.print. What we will do is we will actually create a variable where status is equal to empty. Then what we will do? Status is equal to future. Status is equal to future. Status is equal to past. Okay. Return status. Okay. So you created a script include. In the script include, you created a method. Inside the method, you are taking the selected date using this dot get parameter. And you are taking the current date. And you are comparing with the selected date and today's date. And if it is future, I'm keeping the status value as future. If it is past, I'm keeping the status value as past. Finally, I'm passing the output as status. So this is the method that I have created a script include. Now I am writing glide ajax here. To the glide ajax, we'll call the script include. I'll call the method in the script include. Okay. I'm just passing the selected value. New value means selected value. Okay. If response equal to past. Okay. V underscore form dot clear value u underscore planned underscore start date. You can see here. Now go to the form and refresh this one. First, what happens? Whenever I change the value, the unchanged client script will run. In the unchanged client script, you are calling the script include. In the script include, you are passing the selected date. And then you are getting the status. So suppose I am selecting June 1st here. June 1st is a past date, right? So start date cannot be in the past. Suppose I am selecting June 21st. If I select June 21st, it should allow you. So it is allowing me to select the June 1st date. Okay, it is allowing me to select the June 1st date. It is allowing me to select the June 21st. What if I select June 18th? It should not allow you to select June 18th. So that means I have done validation here on the planned start date. It should allow only the future dates. It should not allow you the past dates. So for that, what I have done, I have written glide date time here. Okay, I have written glide date time here. Using this glide date time, I am able to identify the date selected date is in future or past. So this script I have written in the script include, and what I have done, have made this selected data as dynamic using this dot get parameter. Okay. And in place of gs.print, I have taken one status variable. In that status variable, I am storing the status future or past that I am passing as a output. So is this clear, guys? Is this clear? Okay. So similarly, if the selected date is weekday or weekend, I have to identify. So let us say here, this one, this date, we have a date here, right? uh, June 20th. June 20th is which day? June 20th is actually a Thursday. June 20th is a Thursday. So if the selected date is weekday or weekend, I want to identify. If the selected date is actually a weekday or weekend, I want to identify. Where day is equal to selected date dot get day of the week. Get day of the week or day of the week, local time or UTC, you can take anyone. All are same. Okay. So this will give you number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 means Monday, 2 means Tuesday, 3 means um, Wednesday, 4 means Thursday, 5 means Friday, 6 means Saturday, 7 means Sunday. So let me just print here output gs.print. Here it is giving 4. 4 means Thursday. So what I can do, what I can write is if day equal to 6 or day equal to 7, then gs.print weekend. Weekday. Okay. So the selected date is actually a weekday. Suppose I am giving June 22nd. June 22nd. June 22nd is actually a weekend. June 22nd is a weekend. June 24th I am giving. June 24th is weekday or weekend, I have to identify. It's a weekday. So likewise, so in the form, if the selected date is a weekend, it should not allow you to select weekend. If the selected date is a weekday, it should allow you to select a weekday. So what we can do, we can take this logic. Okay, we can take this logic. We can go to the script include. Okay. Guys, the power was down. So the network got disconnected and rejoining again. So what I'm doing is I'm just uh, changing the script here. So in place of this function name, let it be as it is. Okay. So go to the client script, then just here we can save this one. The logic that we are we are selecting the day of the week. If the day of the week is 6 or 7, that means week. It is capital W, right? We have to change it as capital W. Guys, power cut. Why? I joined from my mobile network, guys. So that is why you can see the voice break. I'll do one thing. Better I'll disconnect. Wind up. So if I select the weekend, it should not allow me to select. So we'll change the verbiage here. We'll change the verbiage. So I'm selecting weekend here. So weekend are not allowed. Weekend are not allowed. If I select weekday, it should allow me to select weekday. Okay. So guys, I'm winding up the session for today and I'll be connecting tomorrow. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you guys.